In the readings for the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Jesus continues to challenge his followers and, those literally following him around as well as his disciples. And, he just doesn't seem to let up. And there's good reason for it because we've got a lot of areas where we need conversion. And, one of those places really is always in our dealings with the poor. And, Luke's gospel really highlights this point quite a bit. So, in the gospel reading today, we hear the story of the dishonest steward. So just to sum up real quick, this guy is in charge of the master's household, and he gets in trouble for being dishonest in his use for squandering the master's property, right? So he's going to get kicked out. He's going to be on the street, and he realizes, gosh, I'm not cut out to do actual work. So how can I take care of myself? Well, what does he do? He cuts the debts of those who owe the master. So, somebody owes him, 100 measures of this, he cuts it in half, oil, flour, whatever. So the people who owe the master, get a note for less debt. And so they're thrilled because they don't owe as much. And he's thinking, okay, when I'm kicked out of the master's house, they're going to provide for my needs because I actually can't provide for my own. So, and Jesus praises this man. And everybody's reaction is like, why in the world? Why would you praise this man? Well, here's the thing. Because in an earthly sense, this man carries out that sort of behavior, but God actually wants us to do it in a heavenly sense. And it's not that there's an absolute distinction between earthly and heavenly here. The reality is God says, look, you're all stewards of my household. And the money that you have, the goods that you have, they don't really belong to you, they belong to me. And what I really want you to be doing with it is paying down the debts of those who can't afford, things on their own. So in providing for the poor and the needy, what you're really doing is using the master's wealth, God's wealth, to provide for them. Now here's the heavenly part. There's this ancient tradition, and you can see in the Old Testament reading from today how God commands his people to care for the less fortunate. But the tradition is really this, that those who give alms to the poor, in providing for them, the poor go on to heaven. And when you reach the gates, right, the poor are there to welcome you and almost like testify on your behalf to God. Yeah, this guy belongs, in heaven because he took care of us on earth. And that's kind of the rub. So, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful image. And even in one of the marriage blessings, I think I might have talked about this in a video, in the past couple of years, but one of the marriage blessings, which you can actually see behind me, or maybe you can't see behind me, or you'll see it one way or the other. But, at the end of a wedding, it says, may you always bear witness in the world to God's charity, so that the afflicted and the needy who have known your kindness on earth may one day receive you thankfully into the eternal dwelling of God. It's that same idea, the poor going on ahead in heaven, having received your kindness, almost return the favor and testify on your behalf. So, it's a good reminder for us in, what we're doing when we do give alms. I think sometimes we see it so much as what we're giving up, but what are we really doing? We're making a down payment on eternal life. It isn't so much what we sacrifice, but paying our way in the purest of senses, buying our way into heaven. So, maybe just change your perspective on that. However you fit into the mix. Maybe you're one who's receiving the kindness of others, and you could pray for just the continued or the beginnings of conversion in those who are providing for your needs. Or maybe you're one who already provides for someone's needs, and you can make that shift and recognizing this is a down payment towards heaven, if you will. And maybe you're not quite there yet, and you need the conversion of heart to loosen your purse strings, if you will, and maybe your heart strings too, that those who are less fortunate are in need of our help.